good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. Tuesday morning, February 15th, 2022. So glad you could be here with me this early time. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself, help you earn extra income, help you gain time independence, and become your own boss. We do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our super accurate proprietary trading tools. And we supplement that with personalized one-on-one training, which we find is really the most efficient and effective way to learn currency trading. You're learning from someone who knows. That significantly speeds up your learning curve. And we are so confident in how well our tools and training work. We offer a guarantee. And that guarantee is that once we have trained you, we're going to let you trade with company funds and split what you make. And the value of that to you is that it reduces your risk, and then it also gives you an accountability partner. When you have an accountability partner, you are going to perform better because somebody's checking in on you to see how you're doing. So with that, let us get going. We have to listen to this guy. So let's do that.
In the federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the reasons we do these live trades, even though we make no guarantees, is so that you can properly evaluate how well the tools work and whether the program's for you. And we do that by having live trades like this, where we've got a experienced trader come online. As they go through their analysis, it's a learning moment for you. And then at the end, they will give out a trade. And based on those trades that they hand out, you can evaluate how well the tools work and what the accuracy rate is. When you are a light member, you get access to the schedule up in the yellow. So we are doing the Tuesday morning trade right now. There will be another session a little later this morning at 9:30 Eastern, where they take a trade. But once you become a regular member, we get trades in the morning, trades in the evening, and then additional paid trades. So lots of opportunities to earn while you're continuing to learn. When I started, which was about 3 years ago, I used to religiously attend these. As I started to figure it out and get good at it myself, I got promoted and got to do the sessions. So with that, let us go through our little checklist. Before we came on, I checked to make sure that both the green charts and MetaTrader 4 was live. Good practice is to review at the end of the day, to review the previous day. Last night we took a trade. Generally, I only review the trades that didn't go the way I wanted, to get feedback for improving the next time. Last night we took a trade using the thick orange line signal, one of a dozen different signals that we have. It closed shortly after we got off offline, for 5 pips. And then also last night, if you took the trade setup, you would have that actually also closed before it went to bed. So a good habit, go through, figure out what you did wrong. As we are technical traders, we want to know what news is coming up that may impact currency and trade around it. We do not want to be holding a pair when a news item comes out. And we get that from looking at forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into 3 categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and red is high impact. So this morning at 8:30, which is less than 2 hours away, we've got some news coming out on the USD, on the PPI, Performance Price Index. So we're not going to want to trade the USD, and I am guessing that news is bad because we've seen a big bump in the Euro USD, so it's kind of leaked out a little bit before it's starting to leak out. So we will still do our analysis on the USD, but we probably won't trade the USD unless we see a quick little scalp trade. But even then, I don't like to do the little scalp trades in case they run a little bit longer. So with that, let's get into trading. Here I am. This first chart is the light 6 majors, and oh, come on. Let's see if we're frozen up here. And it looks like we might be, so we'll have to open up the charts. When I'm streaming, I found that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I go to that 6th tab, it seems to my bandwidth isn't quite there to accommodate opening all the charts. So let's close this and we'll just reopen it. So there's closed. Let's open a new chart. Bring it over here. I'm told it works better out of Chrome than it does out of Safari or Edge. I do use Edge. I'll flip back and forth. All right, so I am going to start with the middle chart, which is we call the majors and minors. The red and green lines are the major indicators. The black and gray line are the minor indicators. And I am looking for situations where these lines are either above the blue line, which is the overbought line, or below the red line, which is the oversold line. And when they're above the blue line, I want the lines all pointing down. When they're below the red line, I'd like the lines pointing up. So we kind of have that here on the Australian USD. This is a 1-hour chart, by the way. This trade that I'm doing is something called the 10-point trade, where basically I'm trying to get at least 7 out of the 10 lines to support what I see here. Now, we are above. They are going down, even though the minors have gone, they're almost through the channel. Majors are going down, but they're kind of sideways. So I don't like the kind of sideways. So we're going from the green line here on the majors is more steep to less steep. I've got 3 points here. 1 that they were above, 2 they're going down, and 3 that the red line is crossed over the top of the green line, and the black line is crossed over the top of the gray line. If I get 3 points here, then I go up to my TNTs and take a look and count how many lines are supporting what I'm seeing here. The two orange lines are directional. The thick and the thin orange are both going down. The two blue lines are inversely related. So when blue is going up, that means sell. So I got all four saying sell here. I've got these lines telling me sell. And then I'm going to go down to the pressure, and I want to see these lines, the pressure lines, either going down, or I want to see the red line on top. And right now what I've got is weak up pressure. What makes this weak is that the lines are they're not close together. They're not tight. And the steepness of the slope is almost sideways. So this is kind of a strong up buy signal because the lines are tight together. So I've got kind of a weak up, and I've got the green line on top. So I don't have a point here. I want these lines either coming down or the red line on top, and I don't have that. So I'm going to pass. And again, the reason I probably would have at least done some more analysis before I took this, because I don't like the slope of this here. I don't like the slope of the green line. So let's keep going. Euro USD, we are overbought. And the lines are really sideways versus down. So I don't like this. I don't like the sideways versus down. We've got 3 of the 4 here. We do have the double cross, and we have up pressure, but the red is on top. But because of this is more sideways than down, I am going to hold off on it. Pound USD. I might consider this. We were overbought. It's coming down, and it hasn't quite reached the halfway mark. But again, this is better. This is better than what we're seeing here. You can see the green line has gotten more steep. So we're steep, less steep, more steep. So I like this. We're just we're just reaching the halfway point. I've got 4 points here. The 2 orange lines coming down, the dotted, the 2 blue lines going up. I've got up pressure that's weakening, and it's weakening because it's starting to go sideways. It's starting to roll. It's going to start coming down soon, and the red line is just about to cross over the top of the green line. The green line is and now the green line's going down. So this is almost there. The red line is just touching. I like the fact that the green line is going down. But I don't want to take a trade because we've got this news item coming up. But I'm actually, these lines have even gotten steeper while we're talking here. And it's just crossed over the halfway line. I would consider this, but I'm going to pass because we got a news item coming up. Again, this is a nice setup. Oversold. Everybody's going up. Only thing that would make this, we've got the double cross. The only thing that would make this better is if the lines were closer together. But this is nice. 4 here. I've got the down pressure, and the green is getting close to crossing over the red. And you can see the steep, more steep, less steep, even less steep. But it hasn't crossed yet, so it's a little premature. But this is a good setup, but we're not going to take it again because the USD, and we don't have the pressure where we need it to be. And what this trade does is when we get each of these sections are measuring something different. And when we get agreement across all the sections, then that gives us a high probability for a good trade. And what I want to do is I want to find those trades where I've got a high probability of it doing what I'm expecting it to do. And if I can find 2 or 3 of those a day, I'm going to be very wealthy. So it's just a matter of having the patience to wait to find that setup that I'm looking for. And, it takes me a couple hours a day to do that. USD Swiss franc, we are in the middle of the channel, just about oversold. USD yen, overbought. We're still going up, so nothing there. So let us go back and change this. See if we find something else. Now this second pair, basically what I've done is I've gone and I've cloned the light 6 major and just put different pairs to it. Euro pound overbought, but not going down yet. Australian yen overbought. Minors have started to go down, but majors are still going up. This type of signal here, this pattern here, kind of looks a little bit like a duck's bill. Here's his eye and here's his bill. Usually this means that there's more of an up movement coming. But again, I don't want to take a buy here, or I prefer not to take a buy here because I don't know how much more of an up movement there is. So if I had a position where I was holding a buy and it hadn't quite hit the take profit yet, I might continue to hold it to get that little bit of an extra run or move my stop loss up. Euro Canadian dollar, overbought, still going up. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, overbought. It's starting to roll, but hasn't. Pound yen, overbought, starting to roll, but hasn't. Euro, Australian dollar, we're in the middle of the channel approaching overbought. So nothing there. So I don't have to go to the next section. If I don't see what I want in that first part of the analysis, I'm just going to go to the next chart. And I'm keeping that chart up because I did see a good thick orange line trade there. So we can go back to it if we don't find a 10-point trade. I do the 10-point trades first. I like to have like 30 minutes worth of data on the chart so that it's at least halfway formed. And I like the thick orange line trade a little bit more than the 10-point trade a little bit more than the thick orange line trade because it's worth more pips. So if I can find, 3 10-pip trades, that's less work than 6 5-pip trades. So that's kind of how I take a look at it. And with every trade, there's risk. And by taking less trades than more trades, I'm minimizing my risk. Canadian dollar yen, overbought. It's starting to come down, but hasn't. Well, I guess you could call this kind of down. To me, it's a little bit more sideways, but we don't have the crossover yet. Euro New Zealand dollar, overbought, starting to roll. Pound New Zealand dollar, overbought, still going up. New Zealand dollar yen, we're coming down, but we're just about halfway, and I don't like the slope of the major line. Although it technically it's less steep, and it is getting more steep. 2 orange lines going down, 2 blue going up. So I've got 4 points here. The pressure is sideways and starting to roll. All right. The reason I wouldn't take this trade is because it's the middle of the night in New Zealand and Japan. So the volume is going to be low. When the volume is lower in a market, the signal isn't quite as good. So plus I don't have the red on top, but the lines are converging and it is starting to roll. But the other reason I wouldn't take that is because of the time of day. So I always kind of consider what time of day it is. When I take the trade, Australian dollar, gold USD oversold, and we are going down. So I am guessing that whatever that news is going to, if when this goes down, that means the dollar is getting stronger. So whatever that news that's coming out, I'm guessing it's pre-released and is showing us that we're going to get a little bit of a down push. Bitcoin USD overbought, and miners are starting to come down. Majors aren't there yet. So let's keep going. I'm actually going to duplicate this one more time. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up. And as I said, they told me if we stay under 6, we should be okay. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we've got a mixed signal here. Majors going up, minors going down. Swiss franc yen pushing up. Overbought still going up. Euro yen it's starting to roll. Overbought. Pound Australian dollar. It was going up entering the channel, but it's now gone sideways. So and as it's going sideways, we're losing the double cross. So I'm going to pass on that. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We're almost through the channel to the overbought side. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. This is a nice signal here. We're overbought. Everybody's going down. The lines are reasonably close together. And we have the double cross. The red line is over the green, and the black line is over the gray. 2 orange lines going down, supporting sell. 2 blue lines going up, supporting sell. Pressure isn't quite there yet. Pressure is starting to roll. It's weak up pressure, and the lines are converging. So shortly, maybe next hour, this will cross over and be good. But right now it's not. So we have just gone through 24 charts in about 15 minutes, and we didn't see anything that we liked. And part of the key to being good at this is not to feel that you always have to be taking a trade. Take the trades that the market gives you through the signal. So with that, I'm going to change signals. I'm going to use another signal. Now, this is a scalp trade. It's worth 5 pips off of a 1-hour chart. And what it does is it looks at where this thick orange line is. And this thick orange line is a scaled number, and it goes from when it's as high as it go, this is at 10. When it's as low as it can go, it's at 0. So when it's at 10, based on how this number is calculated, it's telling us that, gee, there's no more up in the movement. There's no more up in the movement. That's a time to sell. Likewise, when it's at 0, it's telling us that there's no more down in the movement. If there's no more down in the movement, that is time to buy. And this trade is good right at the top of the hour when there's less than 5 minutes in the hour. And we are approaching that right now. So I am looking for situations where this is 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. So 7 isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. All right, I've got 10. When I see the 10, one of the things to being a good trader is I want to have confirmation. I don't want to just trade off of one signal. I want something that gives me support for what I'm seeing. So if this is 10, I want to see what the majors and minors are doing. And I want the majors and minors to be well above the blue line. If they are well above the blue line, that supports what I'm seeing here. And then we've got to sell for 5 pips. This is borderline to being above. It's right. I'd like to see it a little bit higher. So with that, I am going to keep searching and see if we see something else. But so we've got the euro, Canadian dollar for a sell. But as I said, I'm not. I'd rather see this a little higher. Like here, see how much higher this is than this. And specifically, I'm interested in what the major lines are doing, the red and the green lines. Not as much on the minors. So here it's way up there. If we had this here, I would take that trade in a heartbeat. This one I want to still think about and see if we've got anything better. 4 isn't close enough. 8.9 isn't there, so let's keep going. 2 isn't close enough. 9.6, yes. Euro, New Zealand dollar, and these lines are way up above. So 9.3, so that's between 9 and 10, within 1 point of 10, and these lines are pretty high up. Do you see how they're higher than what we were looking at before? So I like this. So let's go ahead and take a sell on the euro, New Zealand dollar for 5 pips. Now this trade, what happens is when both of these are way up here, when the candle switches, it's like pulling an elastic. There's going to be a little snapback, and we're trying to catch that little snapback, and it's good for 5 pips. And that's the trade we took last night. So I'm going to open up my MetaTrader 4. I am going to find euro. Got 2 things written down here. Euro, New Zealand dollar. So euro, New Zealand dollar. I don't have that open, so I am going to go to File, New Chart, and I'm going to look for euro, New Zealand dollar, which is going to be in this third group here, euro, New Zealand dollar. I am then going to go to the second row and go New Order. This account's got 8,900 in it. So my volume or my lot size is going to be 0.89. So I'm just moving the decimal spot over 4 places. So if I move it over 4 places, the decimal goes in front of the 8, so 0.89. And I am going to take a market execution sell. I'm not going to worry about the stop loss and the take profit. I'm going to add that in afterwards. I just want to get the order in. So it has recorded the order. Once it records it down here, I just click anywhere along it, right click, go to modify, and I am going to, this trade is worth 5 pips. 5 pips equals 50 points. So I'm going to add 50 here. And when I click the little blue button, it does the calculation for the math for me. And we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss, which is 4 times 50 is 200. So that's 20 pips. Again, click the red button. It's going to do the calculation for me. And I like to make sure I get the full 5 pips. So I'm checking at what price I got in at. I got in at 0.7144. So if I am going down 5 pips on the 0.44, I'm going to go to 3.9. So 7139396. If I take 5 away from the 44, that's going to go to 39. So I've adjusted that, and then I click modify. So we took a sell using the thick orange line on the Euro NZD. The take profit is going to be 1.71396, 1.71396. The stop loss is 1.71683. And on this trade, some traders like to wait till the hour actually changes. And oh, come on. Let's see here. We froze up again. I'm going to just open the chart again. Let's close this. Let's go here. And they want to see that number, the thick orange line number, drop by at least 1. Oops, that's not what we want. We want this. And that was on what, the third one? Euro NZD. All right, so we got the 1 point drop. It was at 9 something, and it's come down to 8 something. So I would expect this to close within the next 2 hours. It doesn't close right now, but we should be good on this. Let's see if we've got any questions. All right, gang. Thanks for joining me this morning. We will be doing it again on Thursday. We appreciate you being here. We will make you good traders. And the fact that you're here, studying how I trade, shows that you're very committed to this and you want to get better. And that's what we're here to make happen. So thank you. We will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, we got a question. Okay, we're all set. Bye-bye.